Greetings, everybody. D.W. Pastor Barry here at my desk. You're sitting right next to my file cabinet. I'm enjoying this new tie I got in the mail the other day. If you guys know me very well, you know I like to collect things. Not necessarily for vanity's sake, but just, to have and to use. And there are some things in my life that when I'm done with them, I just pass them along to someone else. Ties seem to be my new thing right now because I was 40 years old before I really started wearing ties on a regular basis, maybe even a little bit later in life. Maybe 40 was when I started wearing suit jackets, and then I'm trying to remember, maybe around 41, 42 started wearing ties. Late in life, so I got a lot of time to catch up on. And I never used to wear hats because my head just wouldn't work for them back in the day. But now my head's a little different, I guess. I don't know. They seem to work for me a little bit, so I collect hats and beanies and now ties and suit jackets. Things I can wear. Never been a guy that buys expensive clothing. I've never been, I like that word. It's the 2025 word, vanity. I've never been vain. In that regard, we all have vanity, let's be honest. But that goes with our pride. Vanity is a terrible spirit. It's a terrible mindset that every Christian needs to get rid of. Let's get back to modesty, the way Christians are supposed to be. Modesty is beautiful. That's all I can say. Well, we're in the Stand Strong Devotional. It says 365 devotions for men by men. It's our daily bread. And we're on January the 3rd. This is called The Best Is Yet to Come. I was thinking about this very thing in church tonight. There's no reason why your future can't be better than your past. Let me say that again. There is no reason why your future cannot be better than your past. So long as you're walking right with the Lord. Of course, if you're with the Lord and you had a great past and then you proceed forward in life without the Lord, then it's not going to be as good. But when you're walking with Christ, let's word it that way. When you're walking hand in hand with Jesus Christ, there's no reason why your past should be better than your future. That's what I believe. The eternal God is your refuge, and underneath are the everlasting arms. He will drive out your enemies before you, saying, destroy them. That was found in Deuteronomy 33, verse 27. And it wants us to read all of the 34th chapter of Deuteronomy, which is short. It is the last one. See, it's not too long here. So let's dive into it and see what it has to say. The death of Moses. Moses went up from the plains of Moab to Mount Nebo, to the top of Pisgah, which is opposite Jericho. Then the Lord showed him all the land, from Gilead to Dan, and all the Naphtali, and the land of Ephraim and Manasseh, and all the land of Judah to the Mediterranean Sea, and the Negev, and the plain of the valley of Jericho, the city of palm trees, as far as the Zior. The Lord said to him, this is the land which I swore to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, saying, I will give it to your descendants. I have caused you to see it with your eyes, but you will not cross over there. Moses was punished. If you don't know why, go read it. So Moses, the servant of the Lord, died there in the land of Moab, according to the word of the Lord. He buried him in a valley in the land of Moab, opposite Beth Peor, but no man knows of his burial place to this day. I believe Satan doesn't even know where it's at. And it was Richard Keltner, a radio host in New York City, a Christian guy. He was the one who suggested to me years ago that he believed that the reason why God hid Moses' body was so that people could not dig it up and use it for an idol. Even if that's not true, it's still an interesting thought. Let me read that again, verse 6. He buried him in a valley in the land of Moab, opposite Beth Peor, but no man knows of his burial place to this day. Moses was 120 years old when he died. His eye was not dim, nor was his vitality diminished. The children of Israel wept for Moses in the plains of Moab 30 days. Then the days of weeping and mourning for Moses were ended. Now Joshua the son of Nun was full of the spirit of wisdom, for Moses had laid his hands on him. And the children of Israel listened to him and did as the Lord commanded Moses. Since then there was not arisen a prophet in Israel like Moses, whom the Lord knew face to face. And all the signs and wonders which the Lord sent him to do in the land of Egypt, to Pharaoh, to all his servants, and to all his land, and by all that mighty power, and by all the great terror which Moses displayed in the sight of all Israel. That's some good reading there. I've read in 3 different Bibles today, but King James, NIV, and the Modern English. I like it. The best is yet to come. The author tells us, the author is James Banks. He says, are the best days of your life in front of you? Our outlook on life and our answer to that question can change with time. When we're younger, we look ahead. Once we've grown older, we yearn for the past. But when we walk with God, whatever our age, the best is yet to come. I completely agree with that statement. Over the course of his long life, Moses witnessed the amazing things God did, many of which happened when he was no longer young. Moses was 80 when he confronted Pharaoh and saw God miraculously set his people free from slavery. Exodus 3:13. 3 through 13, those chapters. Moses saw the Red Sea part, saw manna fall from heaven, and even spoke with God face to face. Exodus 14:21, 16:4, 33:11. Moses lived expectantly, looking ahead to what God would do. Hebrews 11:24 through 27. Even when he was 120 years old, he understood that his life with God was just getting started and that he would never see an end to God's greatness and love. Regardless of our age, God's everlasting arms, Deuteronomy 33:27, faithfully carry us securely through each day. All right, these ones are pretty neat. Short and sweet. I like it. Just a little tiny compact devotional. I wonder which one I'm going to grab next. I certainly, and as I've said before, I have my work cut out for me. I have so many videos yet to do. So I hope you guys are enjoying these one by one by one by one. I'm getting them out there, and hopefully you get to watch them all. Maybe you get a little something out of it. Maybe God speaks to you. Maybe you just get a reminder. I don't know. But I hope they bless you in some way. In 2025, walking with Jesus, know and remember, the best is yet to come.